keep the conversation, as random as possible.
And you're doing a fine job on your end.
What's happening, everybody? You guys go ahead and unmute your mics. I don't know why I'm having issues with it. Thank you for tuning in to a TikTok version of Stardom Podcast. Tonight we've got JahBless, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. I have a question.
Sure.
Why did we have to have our mics muted?
Well, because you would have talked over the intro.
Oh, okay, got it.
And if you coughed or sneezed or something, it would have thrown off the intro.
Okay, got it.
Cammy, how you doing?
I think that's the first time he's ever been muted. That's why he didn't like it.
Well, I mean, this isn't Josh's show, man. I mean, it's not. His is so much better. Mine's a little bit. I wouldn't say mine's scripted, but I mean, I try to intro and all that stuff. So, plus, I'm gonna take this and distribute it on YouTube and Spotify and all that when we're done with it. So, Cammy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. We just got off Josh's live, so I mean, it's always a good vibe on his show. So it's hard to leave there and be in a bad mood.
Yep, I feel
That's
that.
what I'm talking about, bro.
If you guys haven't followed Jah, please do. There's 80 watching. That's not very many, but it's something. Something's better than nothing. So tonight we are going to be talking about pet peeves.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yes. So I've picked some pet peeves out tonight, and we're going to scroll through them. If any of them pop up in your head while we're going through the ones that I've picked, please share them and we'll talk about them. Does that sound good?
All right.
Sounds great.
All right. Let me see if I can get this to pop up. Okay, first one up is people who chew with their mouths open.
Definitely.
Depends. If they're smacking, that's one thing, dude.
Right.
Can't do it.
I can't do the smacking either. If I hear chomping, or if I can hear them slurping, or if I can hear you gulp your drink, that's a bit aggressive.
How does that happen? How do you gulp or you swallow so hard that it makes such a audible sound?
Plenty of people know how to know how you doing tonight, man.
Hey, JG.
Welcome in.
How you know?
Hey, how y'all doing, Ja, Cammy?
What up? It's been a while.
Yeah.
I know.
It's been a minute.
A whole minute and a half.
Hey,
No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping on my podcast episode tonight, man. We're talking about pet peeves, and the first one up is
No doubt.
people who chew with their mouths open. What you got, man?
That is unacceptable, especially if you're at the dinner table. Okay, if you're at the dinner table, that's if you're sitting at the couch, laid back, watching the game or something, that might be a little bit different. Okay, but if you're at the dinner table in a nice setting, yeah, you gotta have some etiquette there, right?
Yeah, right. I agree. I have heard people gulp loud too, though, Cammy. I don't know how they do it, but
I've heard it too, but I feel like that takes effort, right?
Yes.
Like it has to be a conscious decision to gulp that loud.
There's no way to unintentionally gulp that loud.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. How do you gulp loud?
Big gulp. You gotta have a big gulp to gulp loud.
Yeah. John, do you just sip your drinks? Is that what it is?
Be sipping on the scissor
With his pinky out.
with my dude. Actually, my pinky does do that because it's been broken so many times.
So you naturally actually stick your pinky out when you're drinking?
I have that little teacup effect,
That's funny.
That's all.
Does it give it like a little extra kick?
It gives it like an extra bend, I guess.
Do you guys have any personal pet peeves?
Yeah.
What you got?
Who doesn't?
It's when people are on TikTok and their camera isn't mirrored, so you see them backwards.
Oh, I guess you see my JG backwards, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It is what it is, man.
Hey,
at this point,
at least
at
least you caught on to that. That was good.
I did. You know, the best part is when I restream this on YouTube, I'll flip my camera around so you don't have that excuse.
Well, so then we'll be backwards.
Well, I mean, you're just gonna be complaining about nothing at that point because I'll have it the right way on the YouTube stream.
No comment. No comment.
My biggest pet peeve is people that wear socks with their sandals. I hate it.
Man,
You hate it?
Oh, it's
what
so
about
Wow.
annoying.
slides? What
It's
about
so
slides?
annoying. You mean like just slide on? Why? Why do you have the socks on to begin with?
Does it matter what color the socks are?
What's it to
No,
you?
you can have the. It just
Like, okay,
looks
I get the
ridiculous.
chewing with the mouth open because you're hearing them chomp and you're seeing their nonsense going off in
Yeah,
their mouth.
yeah.
But dude, but socks and sandals, bro, come on.
It's just it doesn't make sense to me. That's all.
Socks
Okay.
with flip flops is one thing. I mean, I don't have a problem
I
with it
don't
either
wear
way,
socks
really.
with
But
them.
You mean like the thongs where you put like it
yeah,
goes in between your toe? Yeah, that's different.
Those are
Ping pong,
uncomfortable
pong,
as
pong,
is.
pong.
W won't do
yeah.
it.
Those are the best, actually.
Who wants to put more material in there? Yeah.
I don't want to wear socks with flip flops or sandals or slides or none of that. I mean, I just want to be comfortable.
Well, I don't want you to tell me I can't wear socks with
Yeah,
my
that's why they're
sandals.
called pet peeves because they're personal. Okay, you
Right.
don't have to.
Oh,
You
okay,
you can be
okay.
perfectly fine with it. W, how you doing
I'm doing fantastic. How are you
tonight?
doing?
Good. What's your pet peeve?
My pet peeve is being talked over.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, give it a
Like
few
in real
minutes, I'll
life, like
get you.
I get it on like lives. I get it on lives, but like in real life, that shit is annoying.
Uh huh.
Like people will clearly see that you're talking, and
Mm-hmm.
then they'll just try their best. They'll look at you in the eye, and just keep going.
Uh huh.
And it's like, whoa, okay,
So, how often do
fuck
you
me.
catch yourself doing it to them?
I catch myself all the time. I'm
Yeah,
a very
yeah, I get
aware
it.
person.
I
Almost too aware to the point of like
I do
anxiety.
that. I do it too. I hate when people talk over me, but there's many times where I walk in on a conversation and think I know more, and then unintentionally just get involved in it.
I'm with her on that though.
Yeah.
The talking like in person,
Mm-hmm.
it's like when somebody does that, it's like it's them basically telling you that what they've got to say is more important than what you've got to say, and just to shut your mouth until they get done saying what they got to say, right?
Well,
Right.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
understand me,
exactly.
Huno, so just give me a second here, okay?
You guys ready for the next one?
Oh,
Wait, I
I
didn't tell
can't
you
wait.
mine.
Oh, Cammy,
Oh,
bring
we
it
don't
on. I'm
want to
sorry,
hear
there's
it.
so many. Actually, I do want to hear Cammy's. Bring it on.
Slow walkers.
Slow walkers.
I
Mm.
like at the airport.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's because I'm always running late, but yeah, no,
Wait,
I
why are
can't
you
get
always
around them.
running late to the airport?
I don't know,
Do you
cause
have
I just
long
do.
legs?
I don't. I
Slow
have very short legs. I'm
walkers.
only 5'3.5".
Oh,
I
so he was
see, I
right.
He
see.
was
You're just
right.
not blonde.
You're just not a blonde.
I'm definitely not blonde.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind slow walkers, but when they realize that there's somebody up coming up behind them, trying to get somewhere, and like they don't care or acknowledge, like even though you know they see
Dude,
you
slow
coming.
walkers are annoying, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
They're in the
Like,
way. And then if you're walking with a slow walker, it's like,
Oh my
dude, how long do I
god.
gotta wait, dude?
or like if you're
Right.
on a sidewalk and there's like two or three or more than one person walking next to each other and they see you coming, but they won't like get one behind the other, so you have room to get by without having
Situational
to like.
awareness.
Right, yeah, it's just.
I get it.
I'm with
Yeah,
you. I
I
get it on
get
that
you.
too,
I
and
get
I'm
you.
thinking that brings me to mind on the people that'll ride in the fast lane that just don't know how to get over. Like
It's not
Yeah,
even
for
called the
real.
fast lane, it's called the
that is
passing lane.
Yeah,
that is
fast
so
lane.
common
So
here.
they're
But
not
Everyone
still,
just
yeah,
passing.
drives in that
exactly.
side.
There's a travel lane and a passing lane.
That's
That's
true.
right.
So if you're not passing, you need to be in the travel lane.
Yes.
Yep.
You know how many people failed the driver's like the what do you call it, the permit test,
Hmm.
like where you have to like click on the computer the different street signs.
I
You
took
know how
out.
people like failed that in my high school?
Wait, how
They
young are you?
I'm 29 next
Oh,
week.
wow. And you guys
okay.
had computers at that time?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well, the DMV had computers.
I
right, right,
I
yeah.
I drove like a '93 F-150 extended cab for my permit. I took out like
Dang.
3 construction cones, and like the instructor was just like, "It's fine, you're in a truck." Like didn't even care to acknowledge the fact that I was just driving terribly, and I still passed.
You know what I heard on that deal?
Well, you just got him fired.
So if you go to a smaller town and take your driving test, you're more likely to have more leniency because, yeah, I've heard that.
I have heard.
That makes
Yeah, or
sense,
the
yeah.
opposite. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm
I
in a
think
big
that's
town. I'm in a big
horse
town, and they
honky.
were very busy, so they were like just trying to get people out of there.
That might be the case in some matters too.
All right, let's move on to the next
So
one.
I can go either way.
Next one is people who tap their pencil or pen on a table or a desk.
Okay, it's
Or
okay when I do it, but not
no,
when
it's
anybody else does it.
Yeah, yeah.
definitely not okay when
Agreed.
you do it. You've done that on your lives before. And I'm like, stop it. Stop clicking that pen.
The clicking. See, the tapping on the desk, I don't see as much, but people who will stand there and just click a pen, that's annoying.
hmm
Yeah,
Or
but
tap a
what about when
finger on the
what about
desk.
when you do it though?
Well, I mean, I don't really do it.
I don't.
I have like what is it? Not a hobby. What's it? Something that you do that you can't help control. A habit. I like ball up paper.
Like a tick.
Yeah, well, I ball up paper and I play with paper. It's like a weird thing, kind of like the fidget spinners and stuff now. Like I ball up paper and just play with it.
So does your wife find like a whole bunch of little paper
All the
balls
time. Oh my
in like
god,
your
she
jeans?
absolutely hates it. Yes, and but I've done it since I was like 2 years old. Like I'd play with like the corners on pillows, like the receipts on the pillows that are the tags.
It's your safety blanket.
It's my yeah. It's calming to me. I don't know why I still do it all the time.
Your security blanket. What I meant to say, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, safety blanket? I was
I
trying to think
I
of
don't
that.
click pins. I don't click pins. I feel like that's like for me that'd be like tapping my foot on the floor. I do that. Like if I'm like antsy or something, I'll tap my foot on the floor, but I don't like click pins or anything.
I
That's
didn't do
another
that.
one of my pet peeves. The
What?
tapping.
The tapping your foot.
Yeah. Any type of like repetitive sound for me is
Damn,
just like
Cammy, you got a lot of pet peeves, huh?
What if
I
it's
do.
Joss
what if
says
it's
I won't
in
tell you my
rhythm?
main one because then you guys will use it against me and that's
Will,
not happening.
will we judge you?
well, you brought it up though, so now you kind of have to.
Uh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, she
Staying
doesn't.
hidden just like my identity.
So what about tapping in rhythm? I mean, because like I never really tapped my feet till I started playing drums, and then that kind of with the double bass pedal, I don't know. It's kind of come about then, but I don't do it all the time, and I'm not gonna say it's involuntary. I mean, I don't do it as a habit, but
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it for like a rhythmic purpose, I mean, I don't know. If I didn't know you were doing it for that purpose, I'd probably be like, "What the hell is that guy doing?"
until you heard the cadence or
Yeah.
the rhythm to it,
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, "Boo."
yeah, you're like, what genre is that?
What genre? Oh, this is indie folk.
If you got both feet going, it's got to be a double bass.
All right, let's keep going. Let's get this going. Scratching the chalkboard.
I don't
I
care.
love that.
You guys don't care? That doesn't bug you?
That bothers me too.
The noise just
Of
kinda
course
gets-
it does, Cammy. Of course
Anything
it does.
repetitively like that nature's. It's like, what's your intent behind it? Is the real question. What really drives me more mad is why are you doing that? You know, like
Right.
You know what really gets me is when somebody has the audacity to breathe next to me. I can't. I
So,
can't.
so like they're like in your bubble and you can like actually hear them breathing.
close enough to
Yeah.
smell what they ate for breakfast and whatnot.
How dare they steal your oxygen?
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to hear them breathing. That's for sure. That's too much. But I feel like
Another one related to this, to
Yeah.
scratching the chalkboard, is like styrofoam, like
I-
kind of rubbing against itself.
Yeah.
That bothers you?
Yeah, it's like that. I don't know that noise. It's very similar to
I
like
was
a chalkboard.
actually with somebody who could not handle it.
Oh,
And she
really?
would freak out, dude.
That's my sister. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm talking freak out.
How about this one?
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
Surprisingly, that's not too bad for me.
Oh,
You know what
good.
that is? That's the
another.
straw. The
That's
Yeah.
last
another
one.
one. That's another one where I can do it, but not you.
That's good.
Oh.
For me, it's the bubble wrap and packaging. I hate when like I know kids love to pop it, but like it's just so
Kids,
annoying.
what do you mean? I do too.
Oh well, okay, Ja. I didn't say you were an
Poppity.
adult either.
Oh, that's true. Thank you, JG. Thank you.
We
I
just
just
love
want
you.
to
Love
say
life, man.
thank
That's
you.
great. You know you love life.
Thank you
That's
all
good.
for the wholesome live. It's been hell, like scrolling through, but I really thank you for the wholesome live. This
Oh,
has been
thank
great.
you, thank you. You know what?
Thank you for joining us.
I've been podcasting for a long time. I found Jaws live on here, and he inspired me to try to bring the show on here. So I'm trying it out, and this is going really well. So I appreciate you all for being on here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
No
I'll
doubt.
give you a follow, by the way, so I hope to see
thank
more
you,
content.
thank you. Give the
and
rest of
peace out.
the rest of them a follow too, because they're all part of Jaws community as well. So
Awesome, awesome.
we're
Well,
all
you all have
we're
a
all
good
people.
night.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much for
Have
coming
a good
on.
night.
What do we call you? She's
For
gone.
me?
Yeah, what do we
What?
call you?
Yeah.
You can call me Winter.
Winter,
Okay.
right on.
Thank you, Winter, for tuning
Yeah.
in tonight. Thank you.
All
Oh,
right.
no problem, y'all.
See you in the summer.
Spring is next. But yeah.
All right.
Later.
Let's keep on cruising,
He
guys.
said spring
Winter,
is
you have a
next.
wonderful evening. All right?
You crack me up, dude.
Next one says leaving the lights on in a room.
I don't care.
Really?
Is it a LED or is it a regular
I don't
bulb?
know, man. I'm the one paying the bill, so I care.
Yeah, I don't care.
This
If
was
it's
one of
LED.
my dad's pet peeves, and I think it was for the same reason because he paid the bill. So,
Yeah, I guess.
But
I get it.
it-
Good.
I don't think it's one of my pet peeves, but I do it because it's kind of like habit because of him, I guess.
Yeah.
You do what? Leave the lights on?
No, turn them off.
That's what I thought.
It's easy to do. We've all done it.
Yeah.
What? Turn off the lights?
I'm
Leave 'em
pretty
on.
bad though. Like I will make sure everything's off. Like anything that's plugged in is unplugged. Kind of. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea though.
It's not a bad reasoning. It's just it's too much. I feel like it's too aggressive. But
To unplug things?
yeah, to unplug
So then
everything
why do
before
you
I leave.
do it?
Because it does. Even if it's off, it's still pulling electricity.
Yeah, that's I've heard that.
Right, but so then why is it aggressive?
I don't know.
Not a lot of people do it.
I don't know. Not a lot. I don't know a lot of people that do.
Well, I
a
mean,
lot.
do you do it with brute force? Like, are you
No,
standing?
I'm not like
You're
running
standing
around the
like
house
as
just
far
ripping.
as you
Plug this, leave this shit plugged in.
Yeah.
No, I don't just run around ripping cords out of the wall or anything.
You're standing like at the lamp instead of at the plug, just
That
yanking
brings me
away.
to another one.
Yeah, read up.
People pulling cords out the wall without grabbing the thing that's designed
Oh,
for you to
yeah.
grab.
That's
Okay?
annoying. That is annoying.
That is like, man, if you ever have to rewire something, you'd be like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, my kids will like
You know-
unplug the vacuum and they'll like they won't even go to the plug. They'll just be 10 feet away and just rip the cord.
Did you know in England they have the outlets have switches on them, so you don't have to pull anything out. You just simply turn the switch off, and it cuts the electricity that's still running to whatever it is that you have plugged in.
That's smart.
JG would still unplug shit.
I would
Like, I don't
still
I don't
unplug
trust
it.
the electric company.
He would do it aggressively.
I
I was gonna say they call that a breaker.
Yeah, just go down to the basement in my house and just shut every breaker off before I leave.
Yeah, hopefully your food doesn't thaw out.
Actually, it's pretty bad. I don't even trust my dogs. Like I kennel them or I'll put them outside before I leave because I'm like they're gonna get into my food or something. So I don't know, man. I'm very like preserved on like finances and like not wasting things.
So during the summer, that seems to be like something that would really be a pet peeve, you know, when your electric bill is so daggum high because the AC unit's running all the time, and you're like, okay, we gotta fix this.
Right.
So You better shut your lights off, unplug everything.
And where I'm at, it's like in Kansas City, it's like sometimes during the summer it's 110 degrees outside. And there's no wind, so you can't just like air out the house with the windows open. You know,
Hmm.
It's just like still hot air all
it's
around
just
you.
hot.
Oh,
It's just stale and hot. It's like walking into this. Somebody said this one time, a comedian I had on, and it resonates so much. It's like walking into somebody's mouth. That's what the weather feels like
oh.
here. It's so
That's
How
bad.
could you relate to
disgusting.
that? How could you relate to that?
Because
Oh,
just the
dude.
humidity and the moisture is it's so gross. Like you can't
I'm
walk
from,
outside without breaking a sweat,
Walking into
man.
somebody.
yeah, I know that's right.
I
I'm from
will not be
Oklahoma, man. I
using
know all
that
about it.
term.
Oh, are you in Oklahoma? All right, then you definitely know.
Well, I'm from there, but I'm in Oregon at the moment. But yeah,
But you get it. Like the summers are
yeah,
so
oh yeah.
gross.
That's like Florida or anywhere in the South.
Hmm.
It's just
Well, Florida's different because it's that salt
muggy.
water stuff.
Yeah, and the heat is not the same here.
Mm-mm.
Next up, let's keep going. Invading someone's personal space. I think Jah kind of touched on this already. But yeah.
So when I was younger, I had a rule. And if they were in my bubble and I could reach them, I was going to hit them. Period.
Younger being how
So,
old?
well, I would say from 13 to 32. It was, I mean, I'm not talking about just anybody, right? But I'm talking about somebody that was annoying and posed any sort of a tiny bit of a threat.
Right.
So I would just be like, oh, but now I've learned that was stupid. That's why do you think my pinky got broke so many times? Jeez, not
How
cool,
many
dude.
times did you break that one pinky?
Dude, a lot. And with the same knuckle. Like, so it's my whole pinky and my knuckle. So it's like, dude, it's totally deformed.
Dang.
Would you do it like intentionally or like a jump scare,
No.
I'm just backhand somebody?
It was more of a fist.
Damn.
Do you guys ever watch The Simpsons?
I mean, not enough to be like, yeah, I know every character or anything.
There's an
I
episode
know.
where Lisa and Bart are fighting, and Bart is like, "Well, I think they're talking about like getting each other's space," and Bart starts swinging his arms and he starts walking towards her. And he's like, "Well, if you so happen to get in my way, then that's not my fault." And he's just swinging his arms, and then Lisa does the same thing, but she's kicking her feet, so they're going at each other. Eventually, they start fighting.
Oh, I've seen that
Yeah.
one actually.
That's good. What? I don't know. So I don't know. I feel like we already kind of touched base on this one with Josh saying the whole breathing thing. So we kind of already got.
Yeah, I don't really trip on people in my space though, dude. It's like it's not my space anyways. Like whatever.
I don't like if I'm doing something like on a computer or something, or I'm on my phone and somebody's like hovering over my shoulder, like that's too much. Like I'd rather you just.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, like
I
that does happen.
I think it's dependent on the environment.
And
So
the
like you,
person.
yeah.
Well, like if
The
I'm
people that you're around.
voluntarily if I'm like, hey, look at this thing I'm watching on my phone, that's one thing. But if I'm like just sitting there and you're like looking over my shoulder, and I didn't invite you over here to look at my phone, then I'm like, excuse me, can you back up?
Right.
Yeah, that's a pet
Yeah.
peeve, just to mess with somebody's phone in general.
You see how he's not paying attention to you being in this space, but more you're his phone. Like, don't look at my phone.
I mean, I don't block it from anybody. If anybody ever says, "Hey, can I borrow your phone?" I'm like, "Yeah, here you go." But like, you don't need to just be getting all up in my face and looking at my stuff.
You know, actually, speaking of phones, these days I can actually give somebody my phone and not worry about what they're doing on it.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
that's
Yeah,
true.
I've got
Like,
nothing like that personal on my phone.
all right.
I don't
Yeah.
even make a screensaver. Like my screensaver is not anything customized or anything. I just try to keep it that impersonal. people get so wrapped up in the phone. It's
Yeah.
almost sad because they start replacing their people in their lives. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess this is
That's
kind
what
of
I do.
somewhere in between.
I replaced all the people in my lives with everybody on TikTok. Oh, you guys.
Yeah, that's great though. That's great.
No, we're just supplement. We're a supplement too.
Let's keep cruising on here, guys. Let's see what else we got here. Talking during a movie.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yep, that's a big one.
Like,
my.
dude, I don't curse often, but for this one, I will tell you to shut up.
I will
Same.
not watch a movie if I'm watching it with somebody that's already seen it. That's how bad it
Dude,
is.
I don't like missing parts of movies.
Mm.
I know, because then you lose what the plot is.
Yeah.
If it's something, you never know when something important's gonna happen.
Right.
So when I
I-
get up to go to the bathroom during a movie, yes, I would love if you would pause it.
Mm.
Yes, that's good.
Yep.
Now you can laugh, you can cry, you can
Yep.
blow your nose if you have to, but yeah, talking no.
I also hate
Talking,
No spoilers and no talking.
and or like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? You're like, I'm literally watching this with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like asking questions, other
Yes.
types of questions, like, well, what do you think that means? Or did they? Oh, I know what's going to happen, type of thing.
Well, see, that's the thing is I do that.
Yeah.
I do that, and it sounds like you do too, Kelly.
like
No,
you,
I don't. I don't.
like you predict what's gonna happen, and you're like trying to tell everybody about it.
If I do, I'll keep it to myself.
Okay.
That is one thing though. I will not go see it. I will not watch a movie with somebody who's already seen it, just because I know.
I don't even want to see the trailer of a movie before I see it, let alone you tell me what already happened. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I like trailers unless they give like all the only good parts of the movie are in the trailer. Then it's like, why?
Yeah, I like not knowing what the movie's about and then watching it.
Well, then
Yeah, I'm the same
how
way.
do you know? Like, how do you pick to watch it then? If you don't kind of have an idea of what it's about.
Well, I mean, there's a variety of reasons, right? And like how you heard about the movie, like if Cammy comes in, oh my God, did you see the new Denzel Washington movie? It was so great. Then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna watch that movie.
Yeah, anything with Denzel in it though is great.
Here, let me show you the trailer. No, actually, don't show me the trailer. I want to watch it.
Let's just watch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know that on the Avengers, the last one with Thanos and all, that they actually give them their scripts? They were like, they wouldn't send anybody with the whole thing. They kept it that secret. It was really.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, just to keep it from being leaked out.
They
the
wouldn't
ending
even
and
tell
all.
the cast.
I can't remember to what extent and what degree, but yes, it was to that effect.
I know that with that Deadpool and Wolverine, I heard that somebody leaked it early or something like that.
I watched that. That was it was all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch many movies, so when I do, I think that's why I enjoy not knowing anything or anyone talking to me during.
All right, Josh,
during the movie.
Movies are so long.
Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Next one says using improper grammar on social media posts.
Yeah, I don't like to do it. I don't care when other people do it, but I don't like doing it.
Okay.
I kind of feel like it, so go ahead.
I don't like abbreviations. I feel like the younger the kids get, the less the abbreviation is. So like instead of like a 4-letter abbreviation, it becomes a 2-letter abbreviation. Like IT. Like what does that mean? You know,
well, you obviously know what it means.
I do now, only because I had a question after he sent it to me. But I'm like, are you that lazy that you couldn't put an extra 2 letters in there, or just say the actual word? Like it's been, like everything's so abbreviated now.
So do you type IDK or do you type I don't know?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on if I care.
Also, like you only have a certain amount of characters if you're like it depends on what you're writing or what you're typing.
Very good point.
I think if you're posting a title or a caption for like a clip, yeah, you're restricted. But as far as like the description, you don't have to like abbreviate everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it so much.
What about the emojis in it? I mean, they're like pretty much taking over words and
Well,
entire phrases.
and
I like the
I
emojis.
always use emojis.
I like
Yeah,
emojis.
I like emojis.
That is better than the abbreviations, I think.
Well, you think about how many people like can't like transcribe a text message. Somebody might take it the wrong way, but like a laughing emoji is a laughing emoji. You know?
That makes a lot of sense there.
I think it adds context so people don't take
Mhm.
it out of
Yeah, they
take it wrong.
don't read the text
Very
the
good
wrong
point.
way.
Right.
Yeah, so I like.
I think
emojis.
I have that problem often. People read my text and they feel like I'm being a dick, which I might be to some extent, but I'm just kind of
No,
straight to the
you
point.
Right. That's
I
how I
don't
am
mean
too.
to be a dick. Like, what do you mean, Cammy?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I've gotten arguments with people because they just don't read the text properly, or they read it their way, and I when I typed it,
Dude,
I didn't have the same.
am so bad at like reading emails because I don't want to read the whole damn thing. I got a whole bunch of emails to read. So, I skim over it. And next thing I know, I'm like talking to somebody, oh, did you get the email? And they're like, well, but did you see the bottom of it? I'm like, oh, God. One of those people.
Not sure if I spelled that right, but
Yeah.
Nah, you're good. You missed one letter E, but that's all good,
okay.
It's all good. Amy, thanks for tuning in. We're talking about pet peeves tonight.
Oh, speaking of not using grammar properly.
Yeah. I was waiting for it. But I called myself out on it. So, yeah.
All right, let's keep cruising along, guys. We're actually more than halfway done.
Look, you threw that one up there.
We got like 4 or 5 left. We already did that one. One-uppers. Are you guys familiar with this term? Yes.
Gotta love them.
Actually, I think, Jah, I've seen them in your lives.
They're everywhere.
I've been accused of it before, but
I hate somebody that comes in and has to one-up your story, man. It's the worst.
I hate when I do that.
Yeah,
More
I was
than
gonna
when
say
somebody else does it.
you took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was gonna say. I hate when I catch myself doing it or somebody points it out and I'm like, oh man, that's not what I meant for that
I
to
don't
be.
think I do
Shout out to
that.
the host. Thanks for having me. I know I'm getting into a middle of a conversation, but I'm
How
gonna
you
mute
doing,
up,
Farmer?
and then when I got my turn to speak, I'll speak. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Yeah, of course, man.
Shout out JahBless.
Yes.
Thanks
What
for
up,
coming.
Farmer?
Look at that, Jah, getting shouted out on somebody else's live.
Hey.
Yeah, no, it's Jah, and actually, I think people cut you off too sometimes on your own show, or try to.
Of course they do. And honestly, I allow it. I mean, not that I could stop it because, it's something you notice after they do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's all good, dude. People want to be heard until they get disconnected.
Click.
Farmer, what's your pet peeve, man?
My pet peeve is people not tending to a fact that can be proven. So it's like if you can Google it like a 5-year-old with an iPad, and you can Google search it, and it's on Harvard University website, it's on Google, and you still deny a fact, that is my pet peeve.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
That's
There's a lot of
obviously
that goes
correct.
on.
there's a lot of that. That's like what Jah was saying earlier about on his live. You were talking about something. You're like, that's just what I heard on my live. I'm not, I don't know for sure. That's what I'm hearing. At least you're like stating the fact that like I didn't look it up, but this is just what I'm hearing. You get people that are like so gung ho, like no, I saw this. This is what it is. No, I totally understand that one, Farmer.
Yeah. God told me, and the Virgin Mary told me. She came in my dreams, and she told me to tell y'all this right now. It's like I'm not disrespecting Christianity. I was raised Roman Catholic 18 years, but at a certain point, we have to understand that other people come from all walks of life.
Right.
And if you intend to meet them and enlighten them, you have to come and meet them where they're at. You cannot just have a fact and bear it as a
No,
sword.
you just get a microphone and a speaker, and you stand on the corner and you recite Bible verses.
Basically, right, Jah?
Works every time.
Basically. Oh yeah, and Jah knows me. Jah can vouch for me. I'm a very reasonable guy, so I'm not. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Wait, who said that?
that was
Farmer.
me. That was me, farmer.
No,
I
I'm
mean, that was
just
me,
kidding.
farmer.
I'm
Yeah,
just
Jah.
kidding.
Oh, okay. That was a joke. That was a joke. Okay.
Haha, not funny.
Sound like
Not
he's
funny.
referring to Mark, that guy Mark, huh?
There's who Rob. It seems like Ben Matthews, who's a great guy, seems to like to one up people too.
No, dude, I sense a very good energy on this live, man. Talking to the host, man. What's your how do you operate? Like, what's your MO in your lives? Like, not to be conflictive, but just like, because I feel a really good energy.
Thanks. Yeah, no, actually, Jah and I met on Jaw's live with him, and I really enjoyed what he was doing, and I've been running a podcast network called JG's Lounge for about 5 years now, and
Mm.
I've got like 16 podcasts, and but Jaw's just been his community's been great. Literally every one of you I've met through Jaw, so it's fantastic. And I talk to celebrities, I talk to podcasters, I talk to musicians from all genres of music, and I think I got a voice for talking to people. So this is my first time doing this show on here, and
hmm
I'm actually kind of excited about it. This is fun because I have no idea who's gonna pop on. It's been pretty good so far.
Well, actually, my main page got banned, and I didn't do a thing. And JahBless knows me because and I got to give him his flowers because JahBless is very consistent, and very what's the word? Solid in his standpoint.
Right.
And he's been on my lives before. I've been on his lives before.
Yeah.
I got to give you your flowers, but I talk about the same thing all the time. It's about Earth, space, astrology, America, different things. But a guy kept trolling me and they banned me. And my real page has almost 6,000 followers,
Right.
and I barely have 130 on this one. So this is the only standpoint I can even get on live because they banned me. I appealed it. They told me that it was hate speech, but it wasn't really hate speech. I was talking about the movie Black Panther, and they told me that it was hate speech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That sounds
hmm
terrible, actually.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's terrible, but it's wonderful because it lets you know what's going on. You know what I mean? And I'm not bigot or anything. Like, I'm not trying to make out a standpoint of BLK people or white T people because I believe everybody has their own origins. You know what I mean?
right.
So my whole standpoint of all my lives is okay, if you claiming white T, if you're claiming BLK, let's put a country on it. Let's put an ethnicity on it. And even then, if you already know that, then why are we still talking about it?
Right. Right.
Do you feel me?
Yes.
Yeah, this, you know what I mean?
So, for tonight, we're talking about pet peeves, man. The difference between Jaws and mine is it's more like I pick a random topic and we all kind of react to those topics. Um, I appreciate you being on here and you're happy to be a part of the rest of it. Um, I don't talk so much like he is about the whole knowledge. It's more about just kind of relaxing and having a good time and reacting to stuff. But so far we've done one uppers and a few other ones. Let's get on to the next one here. It's
Uh-oh.
people not covering their mouths when they cough. How do you guys feel?
Oh my goodness.
That's just nasty.
That's another one where it's okay if I do it, but not if you do it.
You got an arm, an elbow, inside of your elbow, anything. Just cover it up.
I'm covering it up, man. I'm telling you what.
Coat, your sweater, whatever.
What if
Cover it
they
up.
turn away?
If I
Yo,
could,
the one that I'm sorry.
no, go
If
ahead.
their hands
go
are
ahead.
full,
No, but like when like the worst one is when like you're talking to someone and they're in mid sentence and they look you dead in your eyes and they're like, they're
Mm.
like but anyways, like I was saying,
Have you guys ever been to a buffet and seen somebody cough?
Mm.
Oh my god.
When like food bits
I
fly
haven't
out.
I haven't been to a
Mm.
buffet since
Food bits fly out.
I have not been to a buffet since COVID. I just can't do it. People just don't care. I've seen people not even blatantly just cough in the open, and it's like, man, it's so gross.
Yeah,
That
you
is.
know what?
buffets
You
are
know
a
what?
bit gross.
I'm not gonna get those chicken tenders over there. You know what? I'm gonna hold off on the orange chicken. You know,
That's why they put that glass up there, but it still don't.
That glass
It
doesn't do
still don't
anything.
get good enough.
Ah, what's that?
People still shove their heads underneath to get a close look at something.
Right, right.
The glass there to keep your breath off of it, right?
This glass don't block nothing, man.
No,
What?
it's like the mask for that crap.
Right. John, thanks for being a part of the show tonight, man. Um, yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't do the coughing. I almost want to say something every time I see somebody do it.
Yeah, Josh said something about turning away and coughing. Now, if your hands are full and you don't have any other way to,
Use your
I mean,
shoulder or
you
something.
you could bury it in your shoulder. Yeah, I guess that would be considered
I've
turning away. But
I've done that.
yeah, like the little shoulder armpit area. Yeah,
yeah,
like
you can do that with your hands full. Yeah,
Yeah, you could do like the
anything.
little shrug and kind of like get in there.
Yeah,
Anything's better than literally nothing but coughing out in the open.
Especially if you're making eye contact like Farmer said.
Oh yeah, like having a conversation with you, just straight up sneeze. Oh, dude, no.
so I'll tell off on myself, man. One time, no, never mind. I'm not going to do that.
No, you got it now.
Okay. One time, I was like 14. I was like 14 or 15 years old, and I was working at Subway, and so you're right on top of all the food all the time, and I was just got done putting the meat and cheese on this gal's sandwich, and I asked her what vegetables she wanted on there, and man, I must have sneezed. I didn't turn away or anything, and I know something. I know something come out and landed on her food. I didn't say no. I just kept it moving.
Oh no.
But yeah,
Did
I
she
was
not
young.
say
I was
anything?
young. She didn't say anything. She didn't say nothing. I was driving with it. I was young. I was like, oh, they gonna take this out of my pay? But yeah, that's just a little tell on myself on that one.
No, that's good.
But you said coughing. You didn't say nothing about sneezing. Sometimes them sneezes sneak up on you, man.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
are
they
just
do.
I feel like those are just as bad or worse, man.
They are.
I feel like there's more projection from a sneeze than there is from
Oh,
a
most
cough.
definitely. But they're more involuntary too. Like
Yeah.
I think sometimes they just there. Like
Yeah.
anyway.
Now, are you a loud sneezer or are you a? I've met some quiet sneezers and loud sneezers.
Oh man. The ones that try to clog their nose and they end up farting at the same time or something.
Yeah.
Ah, sound like a mouse.
Yeah, right. I think I got. Let's see how many we got left here. I think we got like 2 or 3 left. Let's keep going. Let's get this knocked out. Failure to replace the toilet paper roll when it's empty. So that's
man.
more on like a home level, obviously not out in the store. But what do you guys think about that?
Man, there better not be a roll anywhere in the house.
Yeah.
Man. Because once you sit down, you're already committed, right?
And if there isn't a roll in the house, they should let you know before you use the restroom again.
Mm-hmm.
Right, especially if you're a guest. Like if you live
Yeah.
there, then you know you're that low, you better be buying some or telling somebody that we need to get some more.
Yeah. It's worse for a female too, because they gotta wipe every time they, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, so I buy them in bulk, so we'll put like a sleeve of like 6 rolls in each bathroom. But like again, if you grab the last roll, even if it's full, say, hey, we need more toilet paper.
Yeah. This is a reserve. You got your reserve pack set back just just for when. Yeah,
Hiding in a closet somewhere, yeah.
yeah, you got to.
Under some towels.
Yeah.
You know, I keep the
You
wet
know,
naps underneath the sink. You know, I don't keep them out for. You gotta be VIP to know where all that's at. You know.
note to self: secret compartment in bathroom.
Right, right. And if you live there, you know where it's at. But everybody else, they don't need to
Yep.
know. Next up, share. I need to learn how to crop this better. Like I said, this is my first time doing it. Sharing unwanted personal details with strangers.
Mm.
I don't
No.
I don't typically do this, but I know plenty of people who will just you ask them how they're doing, and then they just like give you their whole life story in a matter of 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's unnecessary.
I think
If
that
you-
if you ask, then you should be willing to listen.
To an extent.
That's true.
To an extent.
But what if they're
If I
having a really
if
bad
I
day and they actually need someone
if
to listen to them?
yes, but I think you can point that out. Like so, like for an example, a coworker, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And then, well, I woke up this morning late because I snoozed 3 alarms, and then my car wouldn't start, and then I was late to get my kids to school, and then it's like that's not what I was just asking how you're doing.
Right.
I
So
don't need to know
Now,
that
not
stuff.
like all morning.
Yes.
I kind of get that though, because so that question itself is actually one of my pet peeves. I know that's not on your list, but
No, that's
when
fine.
somebody asks what you're doing, and so for example, like in and out, I think that they're trained. The employees are trained to ask you and to be like very nice to you, and at the window, and they'll ask, and I'll go to answer, and they're like, "Oh, would you like ketchup with that?" Without even waiting for an answer. And so I think that a lot of people have become very used to saying that kind of like as in almost in a way like you would just say like, "Hey, how's it going?" I guess how's it going is the same thing.
Yeah.
Nonchalant, yeah.
Right, like a lot of people put kind of just don't put much emphasis behind it, whereas others kind of overthink the question. And so I think when those two people meet, that's when that happens.
That's and see, I think that's fair. It's just I don't know, man. I don't think anybody just. I think if somebody wanted to hear that kind of information, it would be more of a personal like, "Hey, are you doing okay?" Not a "Hey, what's up?" or "Hey, how you doing?" You know, like. But
No,
I
I
guess
get that,
it's
yeah.
taking it out of context, I guess, which is
Right.
fair. But it's still like, nah, I didn't need to know all that.
Yeah.
That leads me to another pet peeve: gossip in general. Like, you know, for somebody to sit and throw some dirt on another person that's not present, or for any matter, for me, it's just like wah wah wah. You know.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah, I don't care for gossip.
there's also a point where it's like people want accreditation for something that they don't need the accreditation for. Like that has nothing to do with them. So like you said, with gossip, like people will tell you information like they know everything, but then you go to the source and it turns out 3/4 of what they told you was not true at all.
Yeah, they just try to talk smut on somebody to make themselves look better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the worst.
You want to talk about making themselves look better? People who are in the wrong and deflect it on everything what everybody else is doing. Like when you call somebody out on like, hey, you forgot to do this, or hey,
Yeah, well, so and so.
well, this person
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. That's frustrating. That's
We
so
gave that up at
frustrating.
like what toddlers and in grade school and stuff. I'd like to think. I mean, I can say might not even have done it then, but
Yep.
yeah, that's too much.
It is. It's too much, man.
I agree.
Let's keep going. I think we only got a couple more left here. Maybe. No, that was the last one. All right.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey,
I liked all of them.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys did. This is a little bit different than Jaws because I do take this recording and I will distribute it on YouTube. It'll be distributed on Spotify. It'll be distributed on Apple. So thank you guys so much for being a part of it.
No doubt.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. And I think I might do more on here because I kind of like this kind of platform where anybody can jump on. So.
It
Yeah,
keeps
just
it spicy.
give me a little heads up, and I'll do what I can to participate. Man, I like it.
Thank you guys so much. And I'm not trying to like. I love Jaw's stuff. His is so much more chill than mine. But I try to like pick a topic that throws people off. But the idea of the topic is to bring up random things that you guys forgot about, or just things that you haven't thought about in forever. It's just it's fun. It's fun. It's raw.
Okay. Do you take ideas for that? Can we submit different
You
ideas
can,
for that? For
yes.
you
Send me a
okay.
DM, and I'd be happy to do it. I also do this as a YouTube stream. I know Cammy, Yumi, and Jar are gonna be working together to get your guys' stuff launched as well. I'm happy to take suggestions.
Well, yeah. It's for topics or whatever. Yeah, anything of that nature.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
I really enjoyed this. This was
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good.
I enjoyed it.
All right, hey, everybody that tuned in tonight, and for those of you who were part of it, thank you guys so much, and we'll be in touch.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night,
Good
everybody.
night.
See y'all. Good night.